Have you ever pondered how a moment of weakness could possibly be a moment of strength? Today, we dive into an insightful scripture verse from the second book of Corinthians, chapter 12, verses 9 to 10. It reads, "But he said to me, 'My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me.'" This scripture presents a profound paradox that challenges our understanding of strength and weakness. Often we perceive weakness as a flaw, a deficiency to be hidden or overcome. But in this passage, weakness takes on a different light. Here, the Apostle Paul speaks of boasting about his weaknesses. It's quite a radical notion, isn't it? Boasting is generally associated with strength, achievement, things we're proud of. But Paul talks about boasting in his weakness. Why? Because in his weakness, God's strength is perfected. The grace of God, according to the scripture, is not only sufficient, it is all-encompassing. It fills the gaps where human strength falls short. It transforms our weaknesses into platforms for divine power. So, when we find ourselves weak, struggling, or vulnerable, we can remember this scripture. We can remember that God's power is made perfect in our weakness. And rather than hiding our weaknesses, we can boast in them, knowing that in our weakness, Christ's power rests on us. This scripture is a reminder that our strength does not come from ourselves, but from God. Our weaknesses, then, are not failures, but opportunities for God's strength to shine through us. To summarize, this scripture verse from 2 Corinthians tells us that God's grace is sufficient for us. His power is made perfect in our weakness. Therefore, we can boast about our weaknesses so that Christ's power may rest on us. It's a reminder to embrace our vulnerabilities, knowing that His grace sustains us. And through Christ, we find strength beyond our own, strength in weakness. It's a beautiful paradox, isn't it? A divine paradox that invites us to rely not on our own strength, but on the grace and power of God. For His power is made perfect in our weakness. So in moments of weakness, remember this: His grace is sufficient. His power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, boast all the more gladly about your weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on you.